the basic skincare supplies that I use. I think I'm going to make a checklist that you can download by signing up for my newsletter, which my newsletter is good, by the way. I write very interesting emails, and I don't just replicate the content in my videos. I try to give you something a little extra, and they're very different from any other emails you've received, probably, because I'm a writer. One other thing I am, besides interested in skincare and the health of my body, is a writer. So there are a few things that I absolutely cannot live without. I put these into categories of like, here's what I can't live without, and then here's other stuff that I like to have. And sometimes things I'd like to have move into the category of stuff I can't live without. It just depends on like what season of the year is it, what season of my body. If you are a woman, you can break down how your body is into 4 basic phases, which I'll do a video about, which, by the way, the term PMS, premenstrual syndrome, is not a syndrome. It's actually just like your body's very focused and a lot of things are happening that cause you to like want to kill people or whatever, but like there are things that you can channel that energy into, but that's a totally different video. Oh, it's a syndrome. I think that was named by like some men in the 50s or something. Anyway, depending on what's going on with my body and what's going on with the weather, the seasons, what period of my life I'm in, the beauty supplies that I can't live without will slightly change. Jojoba oil. I like to keep that around all the time because it's very versatile. It doesn't go rancid. Jojoba mimics the sebum of the skin, and it's actually a liquid wax. It's not an oil. Maybe we'll find out years later that jojoba is bad. I don't know anything. I know about as much as all the scientific clinical product formulators who used propylene glycol as a synthetic emulsifier and then decided to switch it up because they realized that people are getting irritated. So they changed it to butylene glycol. Anyway, for now, I've been using jojoba for years and my skin likes it. So I use that for oil cleansing and moisturizing depending on what's going on. But for the most part, for my skin, I use it for oil cleansing. I'll also use it to moisturize my body at night. I keep a plant mister around, which is basically just like a big cleaning looking style spray bottle, but it's green and pretty and glass. And the mist is like a chunkier, more droplet-y mist than like a facial atomizer. So at night I'll use jojoba to moisturize my whole body. So I'll put some in my hand and then I will drench the palm of my hand in water with the plant mister and then I will rub that all over my body. I use a shower filter. That's another thing I can't live without. I can really see the difference in my hair when I am traveling. I've heard of people taking a shower filter with them that they use when they travel until I become that woman who travels with one. But for right now, I have a shower filter in my shower at home. When I get out of the shower and my body is wet, I wipe off a lot of the water vigorously so the big droplets are gone, and then I put jojoba in my hand and I apply that to my body. Sometimes I'll apply several layers. It just depends on the weather, what's going on with my body. I keep a glass spray bottle and I have several. I keep one in my purse. I keep one in my bathroom counter. I like to keep one in my car, but it's just a spray bottle full of spring water. Not tap water, please. The best water you can find. I mean, sometimes if I'm in a rush or I haven't like refilled my spring water bottle, I'll use tap water and I made a video about this. The skin's acid mantle is a thin layer of oil and water that covers the skin. And what a lotion is oil and water held together in an emulsion. What you're doing when you're mixing oil and water in your hands, it's creating a lotion, but without the need for synthetic emulsifiers because you don't need to hold the emulsion. You're just making it and putting it on your skin and that's it. So you can watch my video about the acid mantle when you're ready. So that's why I have the spray bottle and the plant mister. That's what I'll do. But if I'm spraying it on my face, the plant mister is a little like cold and it feels like rain kind of, which if you're into that or if it's a really hot day, that could be nice. I like to use rose water, but make sure it doesn't have glycerin in it. I made a video about glycerin because a lot of rose waters like to have glycerin and organic. Floral hydrosol. Organic because you don't want the broad spectrum glyphosate-based herbicides soaking into your acid mantle, into your bloodstream. Rose or chamomile can be good, but if you don't have that, if you can't get it, for whatever reason, spring water is great. That's what I use basically all the time. But I mean, having a really good rose hydrosol is one of life's simple pleasures. If you're having a bad day or a bad period of your life and you happen to have some rose water, you get a tiny moment of beauty and luxury that transports you to the inside of a rose. The next thing I can't live without is shea butter. I mix that with water, so that is my moisturizer. It's my favorite thing. My skin really likes it, but your skin might like something else. Normal skincare people will be like, it's occlusive, it'll rest on top of your skin. Trust the experts, use what we formulated for you. If you just mix it with water, then you're not destroying your skin's acid mantle, you're not taking any synthetic emulsifiers into your bloodstream, or preservatives for that matter, and it moisturizes beautifully. Again, it doesn't have to be shea butter. I made a whole video about the acid mantle, again, you can watch. A gua sha tool, I can't live without. I do gua sha as much as I can. Ideally, I'd like to be doing it every day because it really makes a difference. Because you're getting the blood flow. I made a video about blood flow. So a gua sha stone, I like the ones from Wildling. This is not sponsored in any way. It's a gua sha tool designed by someone who has done facial gua sha for years. I totally drink the Kool-Aid in regards to use of that tool specifically. You can buy one off of Amazon. They come in all types of shapes and price ranges, and there are tons of tutorials on the internet, especially if you look up Brita, Plug, or Wildling. Also, there's something about, evolutionarily speaking, when we used to groom each other's faces, that can only be done when everything is perfectly safe. Massaging your own face with a tool activates some deep reptile brain context where you can really feel relaxed. And feeling relaxed is really important to having good skin. I think muscle relaxation is really important for skincare. If someone looks stressed and is like tense looking, that's very different from the teenagers you see doing these skincare tutorials with random products. They're just still naturally relaxed. As of this recording, I'm 41 years old. One thing that I can't live without as a skincare supply is a timer. I bought a little timer on Amazon. I think it cost like $7. And it was one that I was able to program to flash a little red light instead of making a beep. Very important that it be a red light and not a blue light because I use it at night. I've made a video about blue light, so it's a little digital timer. At the end of my day, I like to do a 1-minute scalp massage, like a vigorous scalp massage, before I wash my hair. And at the end of every day, I do a 1-minute scalp massage. It feels so good. And that's what I use this timer for, because then I just press the little button, and when I'm done, I'm done. The crown of your head, your psychomagnetic field. Another thing I use the timer for is gua sha. So there are some moves where you're like erasing, and I'll use a timer for that, because you have to do it for, it's best if you do it for like at least a minute. A lot of days I'll just do it without the timer. You know, I'm not like a robot, so I use the timer for yoga sometimes. But like, you shouldn't need a timer for yoga. Whatever you're doing right now, that's what you need to be doing. There are lessons that you need to learn by doing that thing. And later, when it is time for you to not do that thing, you won't do it anymore. Anyway, I use the timer for tons of things, but I can't think of what I use it for now. But the important parts are that I was able to turn off the beeps because my bathroom time is like my spa peaceful time. And the little flashing light that tells me when the time is up is red, not blue. A stack of washcloths, and I just use a fresh one every time I wash my face. And then when they're all dirty, I wash them. We've now like moved into things that I guess I can live without. I'll go through phases of using them or not using them. Castor oil, which a lot of like natural eyebrow and eyelash growth serums, the ones that are natural, use castor oil. The other ones use like hormones from sharks. Castor oil is like a brow serum. I haven't been using it, by the way, for like weeks and weeks and weeks, so I guess they could look better. It kind of like makes them like just look a little more alive because you're massaging that area, so you're getting blood flow to that area first off. And I guess I'll have to do some more research on why everybody likes castor oil as like a hair stimulation thing. The massage part helps with like the cuticle not inhibiting the natural growth. Maybe put it in the comments if you understand castor oil technology around hair growth. Cacao butter or cocoa butter, as long as it is organic and raw. I like it as a cuticle oil because I have a habit of picking at my cuticles, and cocoa butter is apparently good for like scars and stretch marks. Coconut oil I like to keep around, but sometimes I run out of it and then I don't buy it for a really long time because my skin gets tired of it. I guess I like it more in the winter. One thing I used to use it for is I would mix coconut oil with some olive oil in a little tiny bottle, and I would use that as like a travel cleanser / makeup remover, because with a makeup remover you want it to be slick. It makes me cringe seeing people using makeup removers that are like water, alcohol based. Murder for your acid mantle. I love olive oil, but it's really hard to find good olive oil to use on your skin or inside your body. I like apple cider vinegar sometimes, but I haven't used it in a long time. Maybe I should, because the skin likes to be acidic. So if the outside of the skin is more alkaline, and apparently alkalinity on the outside of the skin can often be correlated with like weird synthetic ingredients. So apple cider vinegar has a similar pH to the skin's acid mantle. So that's why people talk about it in a skincare context. And I think even like Vintner's Daughter made an essence that was like, has some apple cider vinegar in it. But the way I like to use it, and again, I go through phases, like right now I'm not using it very often, but I keep it in my medicine cabinet, and I would put some organic rose petals in there, so it was like a slightly rose scented, because you can't really get it to smell good. And then I would put some of that on a cotton pad, and then I would spray the cotton pad in a drenching way with my spring water. It's also like can function as a chemical exfoliant. So I've used it like less diluted, just like rubbing it into my skin in the shower after I oil cleansed, and then oil cleansing that off. Don't try this if you don't know how your skin reacts to stuff or apple cider vinegar generally, but that's why I keep it around. I'm just telling you my basic supplies. I like to keep a dry brush around. I go through phases with that. I haven't been using it recently, but I'll go through a phase where I am kind of addicted to it and I'll use it every day. There's a specific pattern that's good for dry brushing your skin. It's normally like towards the heart, so like up the legs, up the arms. There's a certain direction on your stomach. They come in many different shapes. The one I use is like a Japanese. It's like a rolled round brush that's like a loop, or they sell them in like more of a brush form that has like a wooden handle. And I don't use that on my face because I have the gua sha to get the blood flow that dry brush helps with on the rest of the body. And in terms of exfoliation on the face, I don't do it very often because it disrupts the acid mantle. Sometimes like just the wet washcloth with the oil is enough exfoliation for me. For exfoliation, sometimes I will do this thing that geishas used to do, which is use rice bran powder. A lot of normal skincare people will have opinions on manual exfoliation versus chemical exfoliation, and you just have to figure out what your skin likes in that respect. I think all of exfoliation can be very overrated and is definitely overdone. Even once a week, I think, is sometimes too much. If you're doing other things to take care of your skin, you'll find that you don't need all the exfoliation. The effects that the exfoliation gives you come with a cost of disrupting the acid mantle. And then I like essential oils. I use peppermint as like a spot treatment for pimples. I have several right now because I have been eating stupidly. I can't wait to be making videos where I'm like not eating stupidly because I'm coming out of a phase that's very intense in my life. And that's it. If you want the checklist version of this video, you can subscribe to my newsletter at beautygrease.com. Help me make more of these videos by subscribing to the channel and by liking this video. I love you.